Hi, I'm Eddie Hutchins, and I'm a technical solutions architect specializing in security for Cisco systems. And today I want to talk to you about how you can use SecureX to see if any adversaries are leveraging the log4j vulnerability to attack your systems. Uh, so what I have pulled up already is the Talos Intelligence blog for this event, which is being continuously updated with a bunch of information. The thing that I'm going to jump straight to is going to be the section talking about indicators of compromise, which are going to be items that we have associated with active exploitation of this particular CVE, of this vulnerability with log4j. Um, what you can do very easily is using the SecureX browser plugin, you can find all of the observables, all the indicators of compromise on this page. And what this is going to do is essentially scrape the entire page for all this information, whether it's information about HTTP headers, IP addresses. There should also be some file hashes in here as well. And it's going to put them into a place where I can then ingest them very quickly into SecureX. So what I can do is I can take all 461 of these things, and I'm going to add them into a new case in SecureX. That takes just a moment because it's a fair amount of information. But what ends up happening is this goes into a new case. And then what I can do is I can give it a case, let's say log4j investigation. And from here, I can see the verdicts of all these different indicators of compromise, or observables, if you will. And a fair few of them have been marked as malicious. So we can very quickly already see, for instance, this PCS4fuel.com. It has some verdicts provided by Talos Intelligence and Cisco Umbrella saying that this is malicious, should not be trusted. We've already marked them as something that we don't want to trust. The same would apply to any of these other indicators. For instance, we've got a ton of IP addresses. We can, again, take a look at this. Hey, there's 5 verdicts, right? So I have some additional intelligence sources above and beyond what are included with SecureX out of the box. Some free things that are pretty easy to add, such as threat score. We can see that they say it's malicious. Umbrella says it's malicious. SecureX Global Threat Intelligence all say it's malicious. So probably a good chance this is not good stuff. So right off the bat, we can start to see some information. But if we want to go deeper, if we want to see if this is actually impacting our organization, we can click Investigate and Threat Response. And that's just going to spin up a new window. And once we get logged in, what will happen is we will start to pull in telemetry from all the Cisco security solutions that we have deployed. So I have a fair number of things in my environment, but I don't actually expect to see anything show up here. But we're going to interrogate things like our next generation firewall, our endpoint security, our DNS security, things like StealthWatch Cloud, which we're using to actually view network telemetry. And all of those things are going to paint us a picture of, have all of these observables been seen anywhere in the environment? And if so, what have they touched? What are the relationships? And once that is done being added, and as you recall, there were 400 plus different things that we were going to investigate here, and we've dumped them all in here to have a look at them. So it takes a moment to do the scan. But what ends up happening is you end up with a picture that's drawn of your entire environment, showing the relationships that are built between, hopefully not, but potentially drawn between the things on your network and these different indicators of compromise that you see out in the environment. So that's a real quick view into how this would work. I'm just going to pause this while the rest of these enrichments are done, and then we'll come back and take a look and see how I fared. All right, and we're back. You can see that we have completed investigation on about 388 of these different indicators of compromise. So far, nothing in my network has been targeted, but we can very easily, get that graph view of all the different things that were part of this page that we had looked at from Talos, and see the different connections there might be to things in our environment if they exist. So Just a real quick way to take indicators of compromise, whether it happens to be from someone trying to exploit this vulnerability for log4j or really anything else for that matter. As long as you happen to know what the indicator of compromise is, you can investigate it and understand its impact on your network rather easily. Hopefully this is helpful.